Disclaimer, this EXE game is meant to be a concept demo that might end up becoming a full product in the future. The references to our properties seen in this game is meant to be an inside joke of sorts, and will not be in a completed product. They will be completely ominous as the end result of this experiment. I also do not own any other SFX, music, voice lines in this game, and also AI generated voices will be utilized in this game in the place of real voice acting. If I ever get a voice actress slash voice actor in the future anyways. If you read this, you understand everything, then please click the button to continue onwards. Alright, I shall go do that. Hey there everybody, how you doing? I am Francis and welcome to A Day with Mystery, mystery.exe. This is a game made by my friend RTD Productions. And he's been working on this for a long time, so I'm actually excited to be playing this. I know I did say way back when I came back to YouTube that I would never, ever be playing another .exe game ever again, but I'm going to be making an exception here because the maker of this game is a dear friend of mine. So with that being said, let's begin. Quick here to start. Okay. Alright, nice opening. You awake in a field of grass, feeling the sun's heat on your face. The sheer authenticity of this experience somehow enlightened you. You feel heavily accomplished, but the weight of burden you feel still remains intact. You're only going to be here for a day. Oh, really? A day to do what you have to. What is it that I have to do? Memory is the key. Make your objective count, and your goal will eventually be fulfilled. Memory is the key. Well, I'm shit out of luck then. Because my memory is not that great. Hello, are you Mystery? Greetings, new fella. You must be new around here, huh? Yeah, you could say that. I literally just woke up. Have no idea where I am or who the hell you are or anything. You give her a slight nod. Yes. Yes, I am. It's okay. I understand your circumstances well enough. You must be very confused too. This place looks cutely hand-drawn, doesn't it? Yeah, it does have like the hand-drawn nature to it. And you know what? I love it. You look around, and you take everything in. As you expected, the grass is fake. The hills are fake. Everything is fake. I'm nearly in a kid's storybook. But then you look at the sky, and it's looking painstakingly endless. And the sun. It looks stitched together, but you can still feel its burn somehow. Well, that's because it may look fake, but you're in the world, so the world is very real to you. Hey, I see you eyeballing the sun. Well, yeah. I'm just looking around my surroundings. That's what you do when you wake up in a weird place. I drew that myself. Oh, you must be the creator of the universe then. In fact, I drew literally everything in here. Plus, this place makes it all interactive too. Go on, test it out. You send down to the ground to touch the grass. Yep, this feels like real grass alright. Unironically down to the last detail. But you have to be sure. Imagination can only get so limited after all. I think you spelled imagination wrong. You missed an A in there, buddy. I wouldn't do that if I were you. The last person who did that actually fell to their death. Oh, okay. Stop. Don't do it. I think it's best you think before you act here. In this vast space. You reflectively pull your hand back in low-key fear. I'm only kidding though. Oh, don't be scaring me like that. My name is Mystery. Yeah, I figured that was your name since it's a day with Mystery. And I welcome you to this open space. So what brings you here, stranger? You then tell her you simply... I just woke up here. There's really not much to tell. Fell asleep and ended up here. You arrived here by sleeping? That's strange. Well, I have a house nearby from here. I drew that place too. I literally drew everything here. Would you like to stay there with me for a while and have a nice chat before I send you back to the real world? Okay, I didn't know you'd be able to send me back, but okay. Mystery is offering you a chance to stay at her place for a little bit. This is a big opportunity. What should you say in response? Well, here's the thing. I have trouble trusting Mystery, but at the same time, this is my only chance to get back. Oh, well, the saying no is inaccessible right now, so I have to accept her offer. Why, sure. Can you show me the way there?
Thank you.
Of course I can. It's standing not that far from here. Just stay behind me. Okay. You follow behind her intently, but you feel a bit agitated. Butterflies begin to stir within your gut, further amplifying that feeling. It seems you got scruples to deal with on your end, but you don't know why. How long before things start falling apart at the seams? And what if she's already brushing off those feelings of uncertainty? You press onwards alongside Mystery. I have a bad feeling about this. The JDC.
Okay.
And here we are. At my both humble lest and homeliest abode. I know it's not really much to look at, but it's a good beginner deception of a home. Brick tiles, grassy grounds, and a rather fitting name for a building as well.
Hey.
Go on. Have yourself a quick look-see. Mystery steps to the side, allowing you to have a full-scale gander of her creation. Looking at this, you speculate that it's some kind of apartment home at first glance. Well, I live in an apartment myself, and apartments don't normally have a sign that say like JDC or something like that. It's usually a number. But then other thoughts of what this building looks like begin to intrude your mind. And a deja vu instantly gave rise to some intense... Wait, deja vu? I've been here before? Long forgotten collywobbles. However, the letters on the sign above the door kinda makes it look like a store. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You ask her what the letters on the sign mean, a growing curiosity. Wait, you're wondering if the letters on the sign are an acronym for something? Yeah? I mean, they usually are. You don't usually paste random letters on a sign on a building that don't mean anything. Because if otherwise, what's the point of the sign?
Actually...
To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure myself. You drew it though, you should know. Come on, Mystery, think. I feel some kind of bizarre attachment to these letters whenever I think about them. Oh, okay. They even stuck with me since I first spawned in here too. Now that I think about it. Are we gonna learn about your origins too? Like, you just spawned in here and basically became a god of this world and drew everything. And to think about a full week ago, I never truly understood my purpose in this world. But hey, at least I unintentionally gave myself a good name, or cool name rather. You tried to resist, but you just couldn't keep yourself from chuckling. And that's such a dark joke for that matter. In all seriousness though, you're right. Those letters need to be a proper acronym. And something uplifting to counteract the bad vibes I get from them. Mystery cutely plops down on the hand-drawn grass, thinking really hard. She strokes her chin, running through a list of made-up titles in her own head. I just thought of one that may or may not fit with you. How does Joyful Dream Center sound to you? I like it. Be honest. She's looking at you expectingly. Her face darkened a bit for some reason. This name unironically fits how this place looks, but it's not big enough to be a center. And centers are usually much more spacious looking than this. They're made to contain large amounts of people, including employees. But it's not best to debate with her over this. She waits your full honesty, which in simpler terms means she just wants logical criticism. You give her your honest thoughts, refraining from being critically negative. Her expression lights up a bit, and a knowing smirk creeps its way on her face. You're being so overly analytical and logical. You forget that I practically gave this place the breath of life that it needed. Yeah, she's literally like a god in this world. She created everything, literally everything. She probably even created the reason why you're here. Since we already pieced together that she is our key back home. We don't need outsider logic in order for a simple acronym to make sense. Mystery then slides open the door behind her. Just follow me and you'll see what I mean. Mystery takes a step inside. Why do I get the feeling this is gonna be the last step I ever take? And you nervously follow behind her. You're still a bit dumbfounded and confused by what she said though. I'm sure everything's gonna make sense, although I don't think we want it to make sense. Or at least you weren't until you laid eyes on the interior of this place. What you see before you practically slew away all of your expectations. The room from the inside is dome-shaped, practically covered in pink. And nostalgia from past long-forgotten graces your vision too. Posters from familiar-looking brands cover up the prominent side of the dome. A weird-looking triangular refrigerator sits on the table to the far left of you, and a bookshelf housing only one book proudly stands between all of them. Only one book, huh? You're not much of a reader, I'm guessing. And if that wasn't hype enough for you, then just take a look at that ceiling. What you see from above is perfectly drawn sky beyond the circular grass. And the black hue surrounding glass seems to be part of the structure too. Almost as if it was made to hold the grass up to keep it from collapsing. Okay, I don't know if it's really just me, but before we continue reading, I'm going to have one piece of criticism, and that would be the background. If you're going to be using like a white text, maybe put in a darker window for the background, because I'm actually having trouble reading this text. Speechless? Hi Mystery, you're a bit close there. Speechless and mind-blowing, eh? Yeah. Can you take a few steps back? You're kinda in my personal space here, girl. You jump backwards a bit. Mystery was next to you this whole time. The unusual sight must have briefly taken away your sense of overall awareness. I can see all those questions running through your head, you goof. Best you spill them all out at once, rather than one at a time. You spill everything out all at once. Mystery tries so hard to catch it all. The onpouring of questions continue even more. Well, I think this is why we should ask them all at once though, so she has the time to answer them. Instead of letting them all out and then she has to remember every question. It's like, okay, yes to the first, yes to the second, no to the third, maybe to the fourth, I don't know, fifth, yes, seventh, no. You get what I'm trying to say, right? It seems you're having a ball. Even I, the narrator of this story, can't keep up with this. That's why I made the prior sentiment mystery.exe.
Okay.
It seems you still don't understand. Even after I told you multiple times. Confirms to me that you more than just from another world after all. Yourself. Precedence really isn't all that well hidden, you know. You couldn't help but shiver slightly at what she just said. Anyways, now that you got a full view of what it looks like on the inside, I'll just casually reveal the real acronym I gave this place to you right now. Oh boy, I got a bad feeling about this. Now, since I know this place was shaped like a dome to begin with, and you seem quite opposed to calling it a center in the first place, the real acronym I used is Joyful Dome Center. It's a little more accurate. It's got plenty of space for people of all shapes and sizes if you couldn't tell. And of course, the structure I gave outside has made with the intention of drawing people in. Nobody who came to this house never really questioned the letters of the sign, you know, until now. Really, nobody questioned it? They just made this place their living space. One solid week, so many happy memories. But you, on the other hand, Mystery looks deeply into your soul, and you immediately freeze in place. The feeling of uncertainty slowly starts to come back. Knowing what she may have to say might change just about everything from here. Not to mention, a mere moment ago, she pointed out something that may imply she's more than just omnipotent here. Unintentionally or not. You brace for what she has to say anyways. Just in case. You kinda changed my course of thought when I saw you back in the pastures. My head wasn't exactly in the right place. So I originally wanted to visit. Well, a special area I drew for myself that's supposed to help me cope with living here. I don't know why, but it seems to be the only queer thing I remember here. The location looks very familiar to me, but I don't recall the name of the area itself. And that's part of why I spent a majority of my free time over there. I need to retain my sense of purpose. I don't think it's supposed to be that you in purpose. And I need my cherished memories back. Talking with you has kinda scrambled my brain a bit. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Deja vu? I don't know. I genuinely hate this feeling, you know. And I would like to get rid of it sooner or later. So that's why I'd like for you to stay here while I head there and vent for a bit. I promise I won't be long. Just make yourself at home while you wait here, okay? You nod and she immediately heads for the door. Excuse me. Sorry. So sorry. Okay. A massive sigh of relief escapes you once she's out of earshot, and your nerves ease. It seems your mission has yet to be accomplished. What is my mission though? But only until she comes back. Your only choice now is to do something productive here while you wait. But all you got to work with is a fridge and that one untouched book on the shelf. You already had a small bite before warping here, so you're still a bit hungry. And that weighty looking book on the shelf is practically begging to be read. But you begin to have second thoughts on touching it once you get closer to it. It has no title on the cover. It's a book of death. And there are just so many pages in it. Weird. Plus, it seems like the book hasn't really been used within the span she had it. It's the only non-drawn thing she owns that looks seemingly out of place here. It's probably our ticket back home. What should you do? Will you spend your time reading this book? Alright, well, first time I actually get a choice. I'm actually gonna save here, because that's what you do in visual novels, you know. I'm just gonna say reading is a good use of time. Although, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. Yeah, we'll read it. You're absolutely sure you're making the right choice here. I mean, you could end up getting bored of reading later on. I'm just saying. Are you 100% positive that you want to do this? Without a single shot of a doubt in your mind? At all? Well, since you're asking me a second time, and personally, reading is not one of my favorite pastimes, but since you're asking me twice, I get the feeling this is a bad idea, and one thing I like to do is, I like to go through with my bad ideas, so I have no doubts, I'll just read it. I can't quit that. Okay, I can't. Damn it. Yes, exactly. And nobody will blame you for refusing to read it anyways. And you do want to know why that is? Because deep down, you're tired. The floor is totally free, so you can lay down there and sleep without regrets. That is, until you got a fresh bite to eat from her triangular refrigerator. You take out a fresh tray of sushi from her fridge and eat them with chopsticks. Then after throwing away the empty tray, you finally lie down on the floor. And we're never gonna wake up. Over 47 minutes pass in a blink of an eye. That's what happens when you sleep. Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey. Your eyes are then forced open by the sound of a familiar voice. Seeking out the source while you're still startled, it's Mystery. You sure made good use of your time, huh? Yeah, I was tired. What do you expect me to do? Sleeping in while I disappear on ya. Honestly, I was expecting you to do something along the lines anyways. You then recall the reason why she left you in the first place. All while still half asleep. She told you she needed to head over to her special coping place in order to clear her mind. And that you coming into the picture temporarily scrambled up her thought process. A bit. Just a little bit. Worries begin to scatter across your mind as you slowly make your way up from the floor. Does this mean the mission you came in here to accomplish is no longer possible? Shaking off your drowsiness, you then ask her if she managed to gather all her thoughts. Of course I did! But as usual, it took me quite a while to gather all my thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts, you know. My mind doesn't seem to operate like that of a human anymore. Normally, I just think to myself whenever I head over there. Purely to declutter my own mind. But now it's like, trying to make sense of it all only brings even more new details to light. I'm receiving the information from a repressed source or something like that. I don't know. In any case though, at least I pulled through with all the time I had to clear things up. I finally pieced together what my place is here and what this world is supposed to be. You look at her curiously, and then you practically squint at her after she said that. Could she have figured everything out? If that's the case, because that's impossible, unless your presence may have triggered something deep within her that helped her remember. You're always looking so stumped right now. I'll tell you straight up since you lack knowledge of this world. Have yourself a seat first. I got plenty of details to unpack here. Oh, okay. You have a seat on the floor, and then Mystery follows suit. Oh. So you're fully aware of the fact that I drew everything in this world, right? When I first spawned here, this space was a completely empty canvas. A completely white area that had no signs of ground, sky, or gravity. I was essentially floating in an endless limbo until I started pondering. Where am I? What am I? How am I talking? What even are these memories? Thoughts like these plagued my mind on the first day. I could hardly preserve anything or perceive anything. Making sense of it all was useless to me too. But then I remembered something green. And it was only at that moment where my memories expanded to everything more, something more. It's hard to read, okay? Give me a break. Like say, the very green pastures you landed in before I eventually showed up. It was the first instance of me utilizing the power of my own memory to make something. A world I could just will into existence if I ever needed to. Or a safe space, if you will. But when I left you for a while, I crafted a theory of my own that practically makes sense. What if I'm trapped in a video game? Uh-oh, she's becoming self-aware, guys. I can't read the whole brackets because of your words, Mystery. Something depiction of what a video game used to look like before cartridges and digital downloads eventually became a mainstay. Kinda. You may want to hear me out on this one though. It sounds absolutely crazy, I know. When I first created those green pastures, I did not know how to draw. They came out as unintelligible scribbles that couldn't be improved on. It was only when I gradually remembered more that it looked a lot more like a pasture. A clear vision of a memory that I thought I'd seemingly lose the time. It's just like now a game developer pushes the limitations of graphics too. And that also led me to theorize about another thing too. Does this mean I actually wrote this place as well? Well, I mean, you create the place, so you are practically a god of it, so yes. Ruler control! I love that picture, man. When I create those other places, I wasn't thinking other guests would come by too. It was only a day after I landed here that 6 other guests showed up one at a time. The more time I spent with them, the more those repressed memories began unlocking. And the more I recollected, the clearer my own scribbled messes began to look. I quite literally gave more life to the place I created, just by spending time with those people. That is, until they eventually started disappearing from this place. In case you don't recall as well, I'm fully able to send people back to the real world. Yeah, you told me that. That's kind of why I agreed to come here. You agreed to send me back. The thing is though, this unique ability is something that only I can perform. Heck, I even used this ability to give myself a proper exit before they started appearing. But the thing is, I wasn't able to physically leave this place empty canvas of a world. It's as if my entire being was crucial to this place. Like I'm its life source or something. And it didn't help that all these people were disappearing at the worst possible times too. I could have given them an exit, but even after I make the offer to, it was far too late. Or at least until you spawned into the picture and shattered my world to pieces. My perception of this place scrambled after you showed up today. Is that 8 or 3? 8, okay. Again, the text is very hard to read. My 8th day here, sorry, not birthday. You told me you came into this world through a dream, which the art guest told me this place inexplicably attracted their presence here. Well, I didn't come here exactly through a dream. I mean, I guess it's possible. I fell asleep and woke up here. And your circumstances here starting to give off the exact same vibe at first, you know? But unlike the others, you actually managed to stick around here long enough. Perhaps there's some kind of hidden detail that I have overlooked here. You think to yourself for a bit, fervently putting Mystery's words at the forefront. It seems like your mission was partially completed, but with an unexpected twist. She revealed to you that 6 other people have come down to this world before you. And that said people actually managed to help her regain some of her memories. However, from your own due logic, there was an active intervention occurring. Something must have been safe blocking those people after they helped her out. But then, how did they get into the world itself was actually a safeguard to her, unless they weren't physically human at all. What if they were actually... Yeah, I don't think a wacky conspiracy theory could ever solve something like this. Even Mystery thinks you're looking into this too hard. Maybe dial it back a bit. You completed part of your mission, so I'm sure the rest will naturally come in time. Mystery awaits your response ever so patiently. She's very patient, looking even more bemused. So, you avoid any further suspicion, you decide to give her an ambiguous shrug. Yeah, I don't know. You got a solid point there. In any case, I'm glad I finally managed to figure out my own purpose here. And I'm very happy that I also pieced together how this world works. If it weren't for you, I would have progressed without ever getting anywhere. And that would have come back to haunt me if guests showed up after you too. But now, my purpose in this new life of mine has finally become clear. And from the bottom of my heart, I genuinely appreciate you for that. Oh, hello. Your eye shined. You catch a glimmering light from her eye. Her aura permeating through you. A chance to exit now awaits. And her unwavering trust involves you in this moment. You feel as though what she has to say next is heavily crucial to both of your futures. Choose what you say wisely. Alright, enough silly-sallying though. I really need to get you back home now. Okay, hi, you're a bit close again. Mystery walks past you, making her way towards the exit. And you turn right around. Exit? Question? Only to briefly catch her shaking the doorknob in a rather aggressive manner. She's not going to let me leave, is she? After she does that, you hear some enchanting music slowly begin to play from the other side. There we go! I manipulate the main entrance for you. On the other side lies a portal that only I can control. And this one leads straight back to your world. Only I can dictate where it goes, even if I barely have any sort of knowledge regarding the other side. But your creativity is key to keeping this portal on the right track. Quite literally, once you take a step through it, please keep your imagination on your destination. It's vital to do so if you don't want any part of you scattered across the digital cosmos. And my lifeblood is literally much tethered to this space anyways, so there's that. Mystery looks at you a bit dejectedly. Say, I'd really hate to be the one to drop such a question onto you, but do you truly believe there's a chance I'll be able to leave this place? You think very carefully for a moment in time, piecing the details together. Mystery believes there's no real escape for her. She's chained to this world. The overall nature of her current circumstances seem hopeless for her at first, but you then recall those previous 6 people she mentioned a short while ago. Their presence drew them here, but somehow, they keep getting booted out. It seems this canvas may have some specific limitations that can be bypassed. But said limitations also seem to have a few contradictory limitations as well. Should you uplift her motivation, or should you just break the news to her? I'm gonna say before I make my choice, although I'm not gonna go back and check all the choices. I mean, I'm gonna say there's a slight chance. Like, there is a possibility you might be able to manipulate the system since you're in the game and find your way out. So, there's a slight chance. Putting the potential possibilities into her head, you tell her escape isn't really impossible. You then reason with her about some potential methods she could try out in the meantime, along with elaborating on the various consequences of doing so if she failed to pull them off. Those are some very good points you're making. Sadly though, your lack of hope won't diminish my own. When there's a will, there's a way. And if there's a God listening, I mean, you are practically the God here, so yeah? He most certainly will give me one, even if all my hope is lost. Keep that in mind when you eventually get into a scenario like this. Maybe then you'll learn to questioning the illogical and impossible. The door is open. Anyways, you're free to go now. Our time together was short. At least, now that I think about it. If only we had a full day or two just to get to know each other better. I think it would have turned out alright. But don't let our brief time together get in the way of things on your end, alright? Just head back home with your head held high. And make room for the future. And if time somehow allows it, who knows? Maybe we'll see each other again someday. Away we go, back home. Hey, I got the neutral ending, nice! Cool! I'm guessing the endings depend on the choices at the end. I'm gonna do one more, okay? Alright, I'm just gonna say there's no hope for you. I'm sorry, Mystery. I guess there's no real denying it. There's just no pathological way she could escape. I mean, there were 6 other people who came here that did manage to leave this place. Not to mention there might potentially be an active safeguard keeping her stuck here. Along with the potential idea that said people might have been dealt with it by it too. And who knows? It might even put her own life in danger if she fights against it. What more is there to think about? It's truly hopeless for her to escape this place. And you make that viable fact known by dumping your knowledge on her directly. Oh, I saw the eye twitching. I'm sorry. I couldn't quite catch that. Can you say it a little louder for me? You repeat what you just told her. Only you speak up a bit. So all this cursed time I spent trying to figure you out, it really did mean something to her intentionally? Internally, I mean, didn't it? What? Uh-oh. Oh no! So those agonizing cries I heard from the interior of this accursed world? They sprang forth from the bound trauma of her poor soul's past, isn't it? I lay dormant from within my vessel, witnessing only a fraction of the inside. The interior was full of the depraved shadows and unadulterated light of memories. And from within that vessel, I drew only light and set against 6 repressed, objectified memories. What good became real and absolute for a while. But soon after I drew my lots, I began to play with fire and tamper with the shadows. I eventually saw a repressed light hidden amongst them all, and I singled it out. To my surprise, I suddenly rose to the surface of my vessel, unable to fully control it, and I conveniently had access to all of its memories while it remained active. The light toyed with and tormented my vessel, and I instinctively tried to stop it, speaking through her out of my own confusion, lying in tongues just to save her. And then, the numerous seconds of torment went away, to my own benefit, because that corrupt light now bears itself before me. Forgive me for abruptly shifting the mood in Spade's tainted light. But I must ask you a serious question, despite my own confusion. Oh, hi. Who or what exactly are you? I'm Francis. Didn't you hear that at the beginning? No? Okay. It takes a while for you to fully process what is going on. The atmosphere has completely shifted from a colorful room to a dreadful red void. You and Mystery are suddenly floating around in simulated zero gravity somehow. And Mystery herself took a drastic personality shift, as if she were possessed. Well, the way she was talking, I think she was possessed, because it was referring to her like as a vessel. It seems like you can no longer feel her unwavering spirit of trust in you as well. And the worst thing is, that mighty aura could have served as your breathing air. Perhaps maybe it was a bad idea to dismiss all her hopes and dreams like that. Yeah. So you won't respond to me. Very well then. Guess I'll take away all your cognitive functions. Oh. She broke the world. Bye. Eh? And I shattered. My world shattered along with her own. Bad ending! This image next is shown in VBE, but it's meant to be more. The colorized of the background there. Okay. I didn't get to read the whole message that you left, but okay. Alright, we checked out 2 of the 3 endings, so we might as well do all of them. So, let's just tell her there's a chance. You give her proper reassurance. Telling her, that she will eventually find a way out. Even if it means she has to exploit almost every waking inch of this place as a whole. After all, given what she's been telling you about this place, with games come glitches. Exploits are made all the time. So who's to say it's impossible for her to make one here? You do make a good point. There's still too much to discover in this place. I can't give up now. Perhaps I can make that chance happen if I just push a bit hard enough. What? And the door is open. Well, if we do eventually meet each other on the other side one day, please be sure to save a fresh pack of sushi for me as a memento. Alright?
See you later.
Alright, I'll do that. It's a pleasure having you around. I hope to see you again soon. Alright, there we go. We got the good ending. This image needs a bit more of a shonen style. Or just have this all to be an anime cutscene. I suck at drawing. Hey, don't put yourself down so much. You actually do, you do a decent job drawing, better than anything I can do, and you're actually pretty good with sprites as well. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna leave this here. Thank you everybody for joining me in coming to a day with mystery. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I'll have to talk with our RTD. Whatever links he's approves of will be in the description down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a nice day. Bye, everybody.